criticism of the president. Jenna DeAngelis has more.
Congratulations, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Mr. President.
A cordial Oval Office meeting between President Donald Trump and Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani Friday, described by both as productive.
Focused on a place of shared admiration and love, which is New York City, and the need to deliver affordability to New York.
Yes, dealing with the chatters is my own personal jihad. That's what it is, straight up. That's what's going on. Don't get it twisted. I say politics is depressing and hopeless. Time to become a travel blogger and go back to exploring China. No. It's depressing, it's hopeless, but also at the same time, we do it nonetheless. And the reason why we do it nonetheless is because there is a lot of avenues of improvement, and we're experiencing said improvement. So at a time when, you know, the American political landscape is shifting and is changing, I think it's silly to just like take a sidestep. You know, do you feel betrayed by Mamdani? No. I am going to go back to my OG sentiment, as I have said, even while he was campaigning, which is that politicians are not your friends. Politicians do politics. Okay, put the policy in the bag, little bro. That's it. Put the policies in the bag, little bro.
I expect to be helping him, not hurting him. A big help, because I want New York City to be great.
On Sunday, during his first appearance back home, Mamdani said he was feeling good.
Too often, when two politicians meet, the conversation rarely extends beyond them. And what we found instead is that this was a conversation that was productive.
The mayor-elect speaking to reporters outside a Bronx church where inside he preached his priority, a more affordable city.
And to do that work means to work with anyone, so long as the work that we do is the work to help this city and the people that call it home.
While the two appear to be putting aside their differences after months of trading insults, over the weekend, Mamdani didn't shy away from past criticism or...
Yeah, I mean, he's the president, okay? Fascist or not, he's the fucking president. And we do not have the organization to like militarily resist a fascist government. I don't know what the expectation is here. Like the notion that he's supposed to go up there and be like, fuck you. Fuck you, Donald Trump, suck my dick. Like, no, of course not. You have to fucking play ball. And for people to turn around and say, oh, well, you guys had a lot of words to say about Kamala Harris running around with Liz Cheney. Yeah, Kamala Harris personally chose to offer a platform to Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney had no motion whatsoever amongst the Republican base of support. That was more beneficial for Liz Cheney than it was for Kamala Harris. And I cannot believe that people are still making these sorts of comparisons. That was bad politics. This is necessary. Like Liz Cheney has no power over Kamala Harris, and Liz Cheney had no motion anyway. So running around with Liz Cheney was a major mistake, demonstrated by the fact that Kamala Harris lost. In this circumstance, you have to look at the position that Zohran Mamdani has and the position that Donald Trump holds. And in this circumstance, this meeting is more beneficial for Zohran Mamdani than it is for Donald Trump. This has been my main issue. They were 1,000 times more organized in 1919 than we are today, 10,000 times more serious than we are. We are cooked, and any leftist who thinks we could usher in socialism at this time is either 1, blind, 2, stupid, 3, both, or 4, a counter-revolution who's just trying to show that they're determined. The other leftists. You have to organize within the material realities that you have, not one where you wish, not material realities you wish we had. Okay? You're laughing and saying 1919, but it's true. There was a much more robust response from the socialist left, communist, trade unionist, labor militancy, that was actually winning success through labor militancy. We don't have any of that stuff right now. There is nothing that you can do. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to like lean into it. You have to normalize it. You have to organize around it. And eventually, if the opportunity is there, then you have to move. You can't do that right now. It's just, this is something that I have talked about quite a bit. In order, if your goal is to build a mass line or a popular front, you have to go where the masses are. And the masses are self-identifying liberals for the most part, especially in this country. There is very little class consciousness. That's it.
Clarifying this unexpected moment.
Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about.
That's okay. You can just say yes. Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it.
And that's something that I've said in the past. I say it today. And I think what I appreciated about the conversation that I had with the president was that we were not shy about the places of disagreement.
A place of agreement, public safety, and the decision to retain.
Dude, this is so funny, but this is the real horseshoe, like unironically. The take you're not ready to hear, this is unironically what the median voter sees. Mamdani in the center left, Trump on the center right, Kamala Harris on the far left, Liz Cheney on the far right. I'm not like, this is unironically the reverse centrist horseshoe, but it is closer to the fucking median voter. This is a truth nuke, okay? This is closer to the median voter's understanding of the world. I swear to God, because it's mostly primarily vibes based, okay? It is primarily vibes based. This is not correct politically, okay? But it is primarily vibes based. You need to understand that. You need to understand that. This actually corresponds to polling on the matter as well. A part of the reason for why this is primarily vibes-based is because the American voters' understanding is completely out of whack. They don't analyze things. They don't analyze the left-right dynamic in American politics by looking at policies. It's not grounded in ideology. It's grounded in vibes. And not only that, but also it's grounded in like the heterodox, it's grounded in like heterodox thinking in general. People see Kamala Harris as like an extreme leftist because the way that Kamala Harris has been positioned, the way that Kamala Harris has been propped up, the way that Kamala Harris has been talked about is that she is a radical when it comes to social policies. It's not even true, but she is defined by one, being a black woman from San Francisco, right? Being a black woman from California. And that automatically makes a lot of people go, oh, you're so radical. And then two, it's because the most tangible policy position that she was mapped to, that she was anchored around, was that she wanted to do transgender bottom surgeries for Guatemalan migrants in immigration prison, okay, in immigrant detention facilities. And although that is a policy that both the Trump administration has continued and the Democrats have continued as well, because it's just like rendering medical aid to people. And obviously it would be ridiculous not to do that. And it's such a marginal issue that no one actually gives a shit about it unless it's like highlighted. The reason why Bernie doesn't get hit with that same beam is because Bernie is definable by policies that many Americans actually want. Okay? On the left flank of American politics, people go, yeah, I want Medicare for all. What the fuck? That seems good to me. Okay? So they think that's a reasonable, moderate position. Okay? That's number one. Number two, Bernie is not hit with the culture war beam as much because his policies, and the same goes for Zohran Mamdani, who is even more woke than Bernie Sanders. Why are they not seen as like as extreme on the left? Well, the reason why they're not seen as extreme on the left or have higher degrees of favorability is because they are identified by what they can do for the population, what they want to do for the voters. And those things that they're identified by are sound, reasonable, modest proposals that are simply expanding on pre-existing social safety nets. Okay? My point always has been that if Kamala Harris, for example, ran on identifiable key policy prescriptions to the ailments that many American working class people are experiencing, then ultimately it would have been much harder to present her as like a silly, crazy person who only cares about woke. You can't lie to me. It's just popularity makes you a centrist. I mean, this also is stupid because like being a centrist is considered the good thing here. Okay? Like there is a higher value associated with like centrism. This isn't even correct. I think most Americans basically see a couple key policies that they appreciate, and they make up their mind on whether they like it or not. And also heterodox thinking as well. When I was at Zohran Mamdani's rallies, the crowd can do a call and response to his top policies: freeze the rent, make buses fast and free, make childcare free. The only other time I've heard that where people are able to call back to signature policy is President Trump's build the wall. That's about more than just showmanship or social media. It's about rooted in a value that people can easily identify and trust you on. It's two electeds who treat politics as a collective action rather than a game played top down. My take on Zohran Trump, and instead is spitting here. Okay, this is what I've said over and over again as well. Right? If you are definable by key policies, then people can't put fucking words in your mouth because you can always go back to that. You can always go back to that. You can always go back to, you know, the policies that you want to be defined by. The closest identifiable fixture of both of these guys is that they are populists. Okay, one is a fake right-wing populist who really focuses on winnable culture war issues that they're constantly propagandizing over, and also redirecting the attention and anger and animosity that the average working class person feels back to marginalized populations, a sloppulist, if you will. Whereas the other one is a left populist who recognizes that the real solution is economic improvements. This is something that I have said over and over again. Now, of course, oh, shit. Had the remix. This was Zohran. Hold on. Let me see if I can zap this. Okay, good. Oh, shit. No, I can't zap the whole thing. You forget the $3 billion in their account diff. Stop using populist wrong. What do you mean? I hate people using the term populist. A populist isn't someone who is popular. What? What? I'm not saying that a populist is someone who is popular. What are you talking about? A populist or populist policies are policies that populist is anti-democratic. Okay, well, I'm not a fucking neoliberal, okay? So I don't consider it that way. I don't see it that way at all. I think left populism would be to turn around and take complicated policy suggestions that would require a tremendous amount of work to implement, and simplifying them in a way. Sean the Black, thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream, brother. Like, tax the rich is a populist policy, okay? Rather than trying to describe the complications, you just simplify it for a much broader audience to receive, okay? And populist policies are oftentimes those policies that benefit the largest number of the population in an easy to understand way, in an easy to understand messaging campaign. Okay? Farley is going crazy right now. No, he's talking about the definition of populist we have in other parts of the world, in a word that means demagogue. No, I know. Populism is just a politician orientation that says the current elites are not serving the interests of the people and that serious reforms of the elite are necessary in order to align with the masses. Anyway, let's continue.
NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch. They also spoke about immigration and New York's sanctuary city policies. On Saturday, President Trump was asked about
very good meeting yesterday. We talked
city policies. On Saturday, President Trump was asked about sending in federal troops.
right now. Other places need it more, but if they need it, we had a very good meeting yesterday. We talked about that. But if they need it, I would do it.
Mamdani said he told the president what separates New York City from anywhere else in the country is the NYPD, and he trusts police to deliver public safety. Jenna DeAngelis, CBS News, New York.
And joining me now is the mayor-elect of New York City, Zohran Mamdani. Mr. Mayor-elect, welcome back to Meet the Press, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be back.
Well, it is wonderful to have you here in person, fresh off of your first meeting with President Donald Trump. He praised you. He even said you could do a great job as mayor despite months of a bitter back and forth. Were you surprised by the warm welcome that you got?
You know, I was looking forward to having the meeting with the president to speak about the needs of the 8.5 million people who call the same city we love home, and to speak, frankly, about the affordability crisis that is pushing so many of them out of those 5 boroughs. And I found in the meeting that I had with the president a productive one, and a meeting that came back again and again to the central themes of the campaign that we ran: the cost of housing, the cost of childcare, the cost of groceries, the cost of utilities. And it showed that this is an opportunity to now start to deliver so that people can do more than just aspire to struggle in New York City, but actually to be able to live there.
But did you expect it to be so chummy? What was going through your head when you were standing there?
You know, I thought again and again about what it would mean for New Yorkers if we could establish a productive relationship.
Zach Rahr follower. Yeah, we got some fucking lunatics in here.
Democratic conferences, there's still a minority. Zohran didn't pass any legislation. Doesn't mean he didn't propose and push socialist principle
attempts
legislation.
to terrify the public over people because they have the socialist word somewhere in their ideology, somewhere on their website. It just doesn't work. We just put it to a vote in the biggest city. We had record turnout.
Yep.
We put it to a vote.
And that's the problem.
It didn't work.
It was put to a vote in the biggest city, but I bet you Abigail Spanberger couldn't run as a socialist. I bet you Mikey Sherrill couldn't run. Mikey Sherrill couldn't run as a socialist.
So the Democratic Party is fully beholden to socialism.
No. I'm saying the Democratic Party doesn't know who it is, as evidenced by the point that I just pointed out. There's 6 members of New York being primaried by socialists.
You think the Republican Party knows what they are right now?
There's a lot of momentum in New York.
Today is an illustration. Today is an illustration.
I don't know why they stream out of the Food Network kitchen. I always find that strange. But anyway, I miss China. Can you go back like now after reading and hearing that? I think it's a sign for you to go back. I mean, no, I do miss this. I do miss this struggle. Okay. I do miss this battle. I do miss this struggle a little bit. I'm glad to be back. I'm excited to be back. Budget cuts hit CNN hard. Yeah, they're talking about kitchen table issues on a kitchen table. I guess that's what it is.
Meeting with President Trump at the White House. Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani is back home, and he's sharing more insight on their conversation and standing his ground on some